The biggest threat to the global economy right now is COVID-19, and the World Bank has said extreme poverty is expected to rise in 2020 due to the massive economic downturn as a result of the virus. It will be the first time in 20 years that this disruption will be caused by extraordinary coronavirus circumstances. In other words, they're expecting extreme poverty, not just the regular poverty, but the extreme poverty to grow for the first time in 20 years as a result. The new report, the COVID-19 pandemic, is set to push an additional 888 million to 115 million people into extreme poverty this year. All of them in the third world, of course. And the total rising to possibly as much as 150 million by 2021. And that's how dangerous COVID has been for the global economic situation. Now, the World Bank says, had the pandemic not happened, the poverty rate was expected to drop to 7.9% in 2020. So rather than reducing as they were expecting, there's going to be an astronomical acceleration of it. While less than a tenth of the world's population lives on $1.90 a day, close to a quarter of the population lives on less than $3.20 a day, and more than 40% of the world's population, almost 3.3 billion people, live on less than $5.50 a day. Now, one of the major threats here to the global economy, aside from this simply being related to the coronavirus, is that the global rate of profit has been steadily crashing. Now, many of you are already familiar with Marx's theory of the tendency of the rate of profit to fall. And there are numerous charts that show that it has been happening not just for decades, but for centuries. This has been a consistent phenomenon. Now, this is also equally so of the United States. The United States is also facing this right now. In fact, rates of profit in the United States are lower than they have ever been. Not massive profits, but the rate of profit, which is instrumental to Marx's theory and is instrumental to predicting when economic crises are going to happen. Obviously, you could see that crash during when crises actually happen. But now, as you can see from the data on the screen, that this is something that has become very, very much a problem and is expected to get worse. Exactly where on this chart is there room for things to get worse? And this may be what it is that brings about the end of capitalism. Maybe the global political crisis combined with the environmental crisis, now combined with the economic crisis, combined with the COVID crisis, is going to be enough to take down the U.S. empire. And it seems like this is not just going to take down the U.S. empire, but could take down the entire global capitalist system in general. That it's been noted by some historians that no empire in history has been able to withstand three crises simultaneously, three large ones. And the United States is already facing many of them as it is. If COVID continues to go on, this kind of economic devastation would be enough to take down the entire system. And as I said, not just the U.S., but the entire world. Whether or not this happened remains to be seen. If there is one thing we can count on for capitalism, and that is it is to be dynamic and find something to save itself. And so far, every time these near apocalyptic scenarios have taken place, there has always been something that has pulled the global economy out of the fire, if only temporarily. The ruling class always have some kind of emergency rescue. Now, unfortunately, the entire quantitative easing, it probably isn't going to do it this time. It's been used too much. Interest rates are already at an incredible low, and they could be very well at the wall and are not able to save themselves from this. Of course, I'm not an economist, and I can't tell you exactly when anything's going to happen. But what I can tell you is how bad things are right now and the way that the trend is looking.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.